I'm going to do my air brake test. I'm going to start off with doing the low air warning test. I'm going to sit here and pump the brake until the buzzer or the warning sign comes on, which should come on anywhere around between 55 to 75 psi. I'm going to start my low air warning test. Alright, my primary air came on at 65 psi, and my secondary came on also at 55 psi. And that is the low air warning test. Now I'm going to do my cut out test, and by that I'm going to rev the engine, and it should not exceed past 140 psi. And I do this till the needle stops rising. Alright, it cut out at primary at 125 psi and secondary at 125 psi. That is the governor cutout test. Now I'm going to move on to the cut in test. By that I'm going to step on the brake and then rev it up for about 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to repeat the steps again. Step on the brake one more time. And it cut in at 101 or right at 100 psi primary, and the secondary kicked in at around 102, 103 psi, and that is your cut in test. Now I'm going to do the 460 or apply test, and by this I would sit here and rev the engine until I had the air all the way built up, which it is. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to turn off the truck, turn it back halfway so all your gauges are working. You put it in gear and release the brakes. Get a timer out, and you're going to do this for a minute, 60 seconds, and you're going to hold down the brake. And you wait until it stops and you have a clear reading. Alright, I'm gonna start. You should not lose no more than 4 psi in a minute. Alright, my minute is up, and as you can see, I still have the same readings as I did when I stepped on the brake pedal. And the reading is at 100 psi for the primary and the secondary. Now I'm going to do the parking brake test, and by this you would take it out of gear, out of neutral, and start your engine back up. You're going to build to maximum PSI. And for this, you put it in gear, and you would release the trailer brake. And as you can see, the trailer pulls you back. And that is your parking brake test. Now, I'm going to do the trailer brake, which you do the same thing. Make sure it's in gear, except this time you're going to push in the parking brake. You can see it tugs back. And that is your parking and trailer brake test. Now, I'm going to do the service brake test, and by this, you're going to release both brakes, put it in gear, hands off the steering wheel, and roll forward for about 5 feet or so. Press on the brake. That is your service brake test. The steering wheel should not have moved from one side to the other. The last test we have is the spring brake test. And by that, you'll put it in gear, shut off the engine, and you will pump your brake until both of your parking brake and trailer brake both pop out. And turn the key halfway. And this should happen between 20 to 45 psi. They both popped out at the same time, and my primary needle is reading at 40 psi, and my secondary is reading as well 40 psi. And that completes your air brake test.